Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be. My name is Lamine Diallo in Toronto. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in today, Africa. Today's Africa. Hope you are all enjoying your Saturday. We have a nice sunny Saturday morning here in Toronto. Feels like 11 degrees Celsius, which is beautiful. Those who used to tune in, thank you very much for your fidelity and welcome back. Those who is their first time, warm welcome and thank you very much for tuning in. And we greatly appreciate to have you on board today. Without all of you, we won't be able to express our passion and dedication to our Mother Africa. I have a wonderful gentleman co-hosting with me today, our brother, John Daniels, aka JB from Accra. Good afternoon, brother JB. How are you doing, brother JB?
Oh, good afternoon, Doc. I'm doing great in Accra. Accra has a good weather. The sun is on. Everything is going fine.
Nice,
We are
nice.
looking
Good
forward
to
to have a nice week.
nice. Good to see you as always. We also have brother Theo Yao Boki. He's our producer of this program in Toronto. We really appreciate all the hard work you are doing behind the scene prior to and during the podcast. In fact, today he will wear two hats, producer and panelist. Our topic today, a youth voice from a refugee camp. As I have mentioned the last two past weeks, today's Africa, we have promised ourselves to devote a large place to our youth, our hope for today and for tomorrow. We had part one 2 weeks ago, then part two last week. In fact, developing Africa with the youth. This week, we are reconnecting again for this conversation with a guest we had last November, Kagosi Norbert Biyambo Taylor, who is joining us from a refugee camp in Uganda. Kagosi is going to share with us his experiences and insights on what it's like to live in refugee camp, the challenges he faces on a daily basis, and what he thinks needs to be done to improve the situation for refugees in Uganda. We hope that through this conversation, we can gain a better understanding of the struggles that refugees face and how we can support them. So let's get started. Now, just Africa hosts several refugees camps that provide shelters and protection to displaced persons fleeing from conflict, persecution, and other forms of violence in their home countries. Some of the major refugee camps in Africa include we have uh, Dadaab refugee camp located in Kenya, who is one of the largest refugee camps in the world, hosting over 200,000 refugees, mainly from Somalia. Katuma refugee camp located in Kenya, home more than 180,000 refugees, mainly from South Sudan, Somalia, and Ethiopia. Nyarugusu refugee camp located in Tanzania, hosting over 150,000 refugees, mainly from Burundi and the Democratic Republic of Congo. BDPD refugee settlement located in Uganda. It's currently the largest refugee camp in the world, hosting over 230,000 refugees, mainly from South Sudan. Cherokee refugee camp located in Ethiopia, home over 30,000 refugees, mainly from Sudan and South Sudan. Nakival refugee camp in Uganda, home over 109 refugees. I believe actually our guest today is from that Nakival refugee camp. These refugees can provide basic amenities such as shelters, food, water, and health care to refugees, but they also face several challenges, including overcoming limited resources and insecurity. So I will let first my brother JB to comment first and then our brother Theo. Brother JB, what do you have to say before we
Yeah,
introduce
yeah,
our guest?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Doc. Yes, the question of the refugees and refugee camps in Africa is a topical issue. You know that so many conflicts in Africa, and definitely when such conflicts do occur, there's movement of people running away, women and children running away to safeguard their lives and what have you. And in Ghana, we have had that experience from Ivory Coast, Liberia, and Sierra Leone in the 90s and 80s and 90s. And sometimes we have internally displaced people from conflict in the north of Ghana. So we are experienced with the refugee situation. Yes, because you know, as human beings and the way the world is structured, conflict will never cease. And so are these refugees. People trying to flee from conflicts and coming to our countries to seek shelter. And what do we do as countries? Because presently, all African countries are facing serious economic crisis. I know the United States refugee, bring some foodstuffs and some money to support them. But definitely those countries that house these refugees will have to also mobilize some resources to support them. And you know the conflict that normally brings people to some of the neighboring countries. That's where we need young people like our host, our guest today, like our guest today, to come and tell us how they are coping with the refugees in Ghana. So I think today's topic will be an eye opener. I remember we had him some time ago, and he gave us so much enlightenment in the refugee camp and the work that he has been doing. And we promised to bring him again to this program. And I hope that today, when we get him, he will give us more information about life at the refugee camp. Look, this is my initial comment.
Thank you for the initial comment. Indeed, I totally agree with you. So, he will tell us today about, how the daily life is in the refugee camp and what we can do to support them. Brother Theo, what's your initial comment in this?
Thank you, Dr. Diallo. My initial comment is that with the refugee situation around the globe, especially in Africa, I mean, it's much more to be desired. A lot of conflicts have been engineered from the outside, and with respect to that, a whole lot of countries have been devastated economically, just like what Brother JB is saying. We cannot cope with what we have right now, let alone getting a lot of displaced people in our midst. Yes, when Norbert was with us the last time around, we saw a young man doing what he has with little and the plight that refugees go through wherever they may be. I have worked within the refugee sector for close to about 30 years, and I know what refugees go through. But the question is, how would we sort of get the youth within a refugee camp assist in the development of Africa? Because as we see it right now, there's a new breed of leaders coming out of Africa. And having said that, we have to look seriously into these areas and then engage the youth and to get them to participate in deliberations wherever we may be able to find it. Because such a topic, and with the series that we've been embarking on, with, engaging the youth, I think this is the third of the series. I think it's helped a lot. It's helped us to be able to get some sense of thinking from the youth, because we've abandoned them for far too long, and it's not the right place to be as adults or as a society. Because if we don't look at it from a point of view that they are the future leaders, then we may be in a very big kind of a doodle. So I think we are going to be having a very great conversation with Norbert.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you, brother Theo, for this initial comment. Actually, we have our special guest, Kagosi. He's already in line. So, good afternoon, Kagosi. We are so honored and we are so happy to have you. Welcome back to our program. Good afternoon. You are muted. He's muted.
Yes. But like I was saying, I think we have not engaged the youth enough to be able to get what he thinking. There he is. There he is. Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, please. I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Okay.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone again. So, it's we are having technical difficulties, it's unfortunately, it's not easy, I guess. Okay, so anyhow, so I was saying, today, we'll discuss with him, how they live, what the daily, in a daily basis, how they live in the refugee camp, and what they need from us, all of us, and what message is going to address us. So how we can support them. Oh, he's back. Kagosi, yes. You are having a little bit technical difficulties, I guess, the network.
Yes,
We are hearing you, but not quite. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I was saying, today we are going to share with you, your experiences and insight on what's like to live in a refugee camp, the challenges we are facing on a daily basis, and what do you think need to be done to improve the situation for refugee camp in general and specifically in Uganda. So, but I know you introduce yourself. You have a fair and accurate introduction. I will let you introduce yourself. And so, can you tell us a bit about your background and how you end up in the refugee camp in Uganda? Please, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. To this floor, I'm Norbert Biyambo, the refugee living in Uganda, raised in the born in Uganda. I'm so happy to enter this meeting today.
We are barely hearing you, Kagosi.
Yes, please.
We are not hearing you. Maybe you can. Yeah, we are barely hearing you.
Okay, so I've been saying.
No, it's better.
Yes, I've been saying. I'm not Biyambo in Uganda and in Congo. And the privilege to talk about.
I think the connection is bad, though.
Yeah, the connection is very bad.
Yes. I'm in Uganda currently. I can guess you are here.
Yeah, we are hearing you. There's some noise in the back.
Yeah, there is a background noise, but we are hearing, but barely.
So if you can turn around or something like that, yeah.
And you are having some kind of background noise and echo.
Okay, can you hear me now?
No,
Yes, it's better.
Okay, thank you. So I've been saying, I'm
Yeah,
Norbert
it's better.
Biyambo Kagosi,
And go on.
a refugee living in Uganda, precisely in Akival refugee camp. It's so great and happy to meet you the second time. Um, I came in Uganda, it was 2018 in December. So I finished my semester in Congo, whereby I finished literature. Uh, I fled because of two reasons or four reasons. The first one is a perennial conflict which is raising each and every day in my country. I think it is not a comedy or not something which we are trying to create. It is the truth. The conflict is my country, and many refugees, many fellow Congolese are fleeing the country because of that. So I had a conflict within my community, within my family. That is why I fled in Uganda. Secondly, because of insecurity is there in Republic Democratic of Congo. It is there totally like uh, in my region. I faced uh, that calamity whereby we had some people called Imai. They came and tried to kill, or let me say, to kill many people in the village. Like me, my sister was killed, or she was slaughtered by a panga. That hated me, and it was in 2008. So I had to flee my country also because of the war. The war is there, even currently, in the now party of DRC. M23 are still fighting with the half of Congo. So that is why I fled and to have a little. And then when I came in Nakipa, I with other youth like me to see how we may create a environment, a community. So we created a group called Entity for the Best Picture, and they are with teaching our children. So when we saw that teaching our children is not enough, because in Akiva refugee camp we are having uh, less people or less children are out of school. You see some children, they fled their countries without their parents and they are facing challenges, or the parents were killed in CRC. Now they came alone and they are facing those challenges. So we saw to bring education to them so that they will be better in their future. And also we implemented conflict resolution team whereby I connected to Dr. Mpindu, father, I connected to him in 2019. So he started giving us conflict resolution skill training. And we were trained almost 8 to 10 months. And when we were trained, now as we started training people, why did we follow, or why did we accept, or why did we contact the Gnabin constituency resolutions? Because of different nationalities in Akival refugee camp. You see, we have 7 nationalities: Malians, Eritrean, Burundian, and so forth. So we are living, Congolese are living in their part. Sudanese the same, Burundians the same, and the conflict is raising each and every day. So we saw, let us be training these people, because uh, we can't, because conflict is inevitable, and we have to do what to know how to manage the conflict. Because you see, in Akival we are having less food, and when this person is going to ask another person what to eat, so if the other one doesn't have, or she has doesn't want to give back, now that one becomes what, a conflict. Children are playing together, and this one has beaten the other one. So when mother eats, now that one becomes also a conflict to them. So we implemented also how to empower our women to be self-reliant in their households. Also, we implemented also uh, to see how we may be helping uh, orphans, because we are having so many orphans. It doesn't mean that we have, but we are having our plot which we were given by a local leader. We tried to plant some seeds, and they germinated. So those small ones, we try to do what, to give those children. And also when we are having, sometimes we do all door to door to see how they are going on, how they are. So that is a bit little which I do. So we do many things. If I start right now, I may have like 2 hours and a half, but let me limit from there. That is what we do. And even for now, we are constructing a building or a house, a school. We have 3 classes whereby we have constructed, we still on foundation. And at that foundation, we are willing to build now classes to see how we may be giving some training uh, uh, and other things to teach children. And also we have come with agriculture, because for now I'm saying uh, the UNCR has completely said that they are going to stop giving people the monthly ration per month. So we are seeing that that one is going to be challenged. Even times back, we were getting $3 per one person to eat the whole month, and it has been only a challenge to all the refugees. So we are seeing, as they are going to cut off to be receiving that amount per month. So we are trying to implement agriculture in order to be feeding ourselves, because without that, people will die of hunger. So thank you so much for giving me this floor, and I hope to get other questions from you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great job. You know, you've done a great job. Thank you very much. So, I understand you said, the UNHCR stopped giving people the monthly per diem, which add challenges to the daily living. But we'll get back to that. But by flying over your Facebook page, Kagosi, I've noticed you often cry from your heart to remind us of the situation you are facing. You just talk about conflict resolution. I understand that there was training, and you actually, I will quote you, and you said one of in your Facebook, it was a nice, it's like a poem. You say, "Hello world, peace world. What's a conflict? A conflict is a resolution. It's a relationship in which differences are made to create feelings and hatred, and parties attempt to settle through actions, interaction, avoidance." And you said a conflict is a reality and feeling. And you said when a conflict pops up, a boundary crosses directly. And you're saying to you, when I figure out where I am, where I came from, and I am, the conflict caused so many people to flee their countries, and so I am. Now, and you said, let us reduce misstanding and resolve conflict through negotiations, mediation, dialogue. You said no fighting, no arguing, no blaming. So, and you said to debate what's happened if there is no resolution of conflict. So, what's your thought on that? If there is no resolution of conflict, why are you taking training in terms of resolution in conflict resolution? Why?
Okay, thank you so much for the query. So that one was my post for last time, because we had that training, and I had to post so that some my friends they may see what we were trained, and how far are we going through that training. Absolutely, the conflict itself, it is inevitable, or we can't uh, we can't how can I say, on ne peut pas éviter les conflits, c'est que je peux dire, parce que the conflict is there, and the conflict, we know how to manage that conflict. It is the matter of ourselves to know how to manage the conflict. When the conflict raises, we should know where is the conflict coming from. And the conflict, we have a good conflict and a bad conflict, because not all conflict is bad. Because when you're having a conflict with another person, you may know what is really inside of this person. You may know what this person likes. You may know what this person doesn't like. So that one is a good conflict. When you are having a knife like this, you have a knife, and then we have this part. Let me show you. I'm sorry. We are having this knife here. So it's up to you to use the knife. This part is very sharp, and the other one, it is not sharp. So it is used to cut something. Whenever you are having a conflict and you want to use the downer part, this conflict is so bad. So when you are turning the knife like this, and you want to use the conflict as this knife looks like, this is I can say a good conflict, because it is a conflict which will not allow you to go to the court. It is the conflict which will allow you to know the person, what is inside him. Why do we say that when a conflict raises, or when there is no any resolution of a conflict, what will happen? So we are having many things which can happen. First of all, you may take the other person to the courts. And the courts is costly, or when there is no a resolution, as Father Mpindu says, when there is no uh, let me say, when there is no a resolution of a conflict, there the conflicts will cost you so much, because you are going to do what? You are going to spend your money. You are going to have much concentration to that conflict. You can even get sick because of the conflict. You can lose appetite. You can lose so many things in your body. So when there is no a resolution of a conflict, there the boundary will be crossed. There is no, there will not be uh, a good or a good network to another person you are having a conflict. Like let us see the Ukraine and Russia. So there is no what? A resolution of a conflict. A conflict is still raising, and so many things are still losing. People are losing their properties. People are losing their lives. People are losing their livestock. So those are the things which can occur when there is no any resolution of a conflict. So a conflict also may lead you to death. So it may lead somebody to die. It may lead somebody to be focused much, because you are not focused on the things which you're supposed to do, on the things which are in the present. You may have a heartbreak. You may lose what you didn't expect even to lose, because a conflict has been raised, and you did not know how to manage that conflict. You did not know how to sit with a friend to talk about the conflict. And also, even though the conflict is there, you may go to a person to ask him a forgiveness. Or you may, if you don't want to go to that person, you may just say to yourself, okay, I've forgiven this person. A forgiveness, it doesn't mean you go directly to the person, or even yourself. You may say, for me, I don't have any feeling of hatred to that person. Oh, let me forgive him for what happened. Like me, I forgave some people for what they did to my sister. Uh, they killed her. So I had to do what? I had to forgive. But that emotion or that feeling, it is still there. But that person, I've forgiven him, because when I see him, I will just see the person has done this or done this. But the feeling of hatred, I can't hate the person, because I've forgiven and I've let it go. I've said, so I don't want any problem with the person, or I don't want again the conflict to be continued, or to to keep on going. So let us finish by there. So that is what I can say. When there is no a resolution of a conflict, those are the things which can be. It can lead you to the death. It can lead you even to the poverty. You can lose your money going to the court. How you can solve the conflict? You can lose even your health. You can lose even your properties which you are having. Yeah, that is what I can say on that.
Thank you. And actually, I absolutely, agree with you. And you talk about forgiveness, and you actually were saying you are thrilled to learn to forgive, and you said you want to let us know that forgiveness does not mean forgetting or fleeing or running away, and so forth. On the other hand, means remembering the event or liberating oneself is about me, self-love, action, or choice, or a decision. You are absolutely right. Brother JB, What comment would you have in what just Kagosi said in about conflict forgiveness? So, what are you take on?
Yeah. I noticed from Norbert's narration. Yeah, I noticed from Norbert's narration that in the refugee camp that there are a lot of people from other countries. I mean, people from his own country, people from Eritrea, people from Ethiopia, people from DRC, and what have you, all in Uganda. Then I want to find out what was the nature of their conflict in their country. I mean, their country of origin. And if he tells me, I want him to answer. What is the situation like now that all of you have run away from your country of origin and you have come to a refugee camp? Is the camp peaceful? What mechanisms, what modalities is being put in place to ensure that the camp will be peaceful? And is there any hope in sight that you go back to your country after some peaceful resolution of the conflict? I hope you got my question. Norbert.
Thank you,
Yes,
brother JB.
Norbert.
No,
I'm hearing.
okay, go ahead.
Yes, thank you for these questions. Yep, you've asked about the nature or the origin of the conflict, which is raising each and every day in my country, or uh, the source of all of those conflicts. So I can say the first one is the conflicts of tribes. That is the first one. Tribes. Why am I saying tribes? Because most of Congolese, or most of people who are living in Congo, we are having so many tribes. We have more than 450 languages in Democratic Republic of Congo. We're having those tribes. So you can see this tribe says, for you, you are not origin of this land. So that one becomes what? A conflict. Because these ones, they are not willing, these people, to live in the land. So that is the first what? The first nature of the conflict where it is coming each and every day. The first one is tribes. And because of those tribes, these ones, they will say, hey, for you who are living there in the eastern Congo, you are not, let me say, you are not the true Congolese, you are foreigners. So the second one is poverty. So for us Congolese, we are not poor. For sure, we are not poor. Or our country is full of resources. So why am I saying poverty? Because poverty, or we have less occupations or less jobs for the youth, first of all, less job for all the people. And we are not in that poverty. Education also. So many people are not educated. Why are they not educated? Because they don't have money to educate their children. So when they don't have that money, children are going to do what? Are going to stay at home without doing anything. So that is the second one. So the third one, I may say, or let me say, the nature of the conflict are so many. Like when we were in 1997, when uh, our president, the former president, Laurent Desire Kabila, wanted to do a coup d'etat. So in that time, many people died, and many people lost their properties. So many Congolese, they fled from Congo to Tanzania, from Congo to Burundi, from Congo to Uganda, from Congo to Zimbabwe, from Congo to Zambia, from Congo in all Africa. I can say all Congolese are there. And if you ask the person, do you want to return your country? I've been asking to my friend, or I've been asking to my fellow Congolese. So when our country will get the peace, what shall we do? Or are you willing really to return your country so that you may work for there and you develop the country? So I had so many responses. Some of them, they told me, for me, I will not go back to my country. I know what is happening over there. Why you don't want to return your country? That I know what I faced, and I know what is there, and nothing is there. If the government is not changed, if our leaders are not changing their mind, so for me, I will not go back to my country. Even though we get peace, even though we what, I will not go to my country. So also, I can say also political issues. Political issues. So also it is also the data or the source of the conflict in our country. And all of us, we know, without hiding anything, also the resources of our country the resources of the country have led us to do in such things, because we are having so many resources, and so many people they need to come and to take what is there. So when you try to say, so you don't have a chance. So those are the things which we are facing in the country. And as we are having this topic of developing Africa with the youth, so we are the youth here now. We need to change Africa, and I myself, with my group, even right now, they are hearing me what I'm speaking, because I've shared them the radio. Even I'm involving them also. I was some of my friends, they said also they want to join next time. If I could talk to Dr. Dr. Lamine, he could even join some people in the radio. So those are some of security, war. So those are so there are so many things. And these are the small which I've described, and these are the small which I've said. Let me talk about it. So
Thank you very much. In fact, you are more than welcome to join the radio. I guess, Brother Theo, right? They are more than welcome to join the radio. And thank you very much. What you just said. About the problem, what the issues are. You talk about land issues between tribes. You talk about poverty. Even though Congo is full of resources, but the Congolese, they are poor because they are not benefiting from those resources. Someone else is benefiting from the resources. You talk about lack of education, which is normal. Actually, we'll come back to the education later on in the program today. And also, you talk about the political issues, opponent fighting, against each other. All those things, will impact and will create conflict and will create, all the problem you are facing. And actually, you talk about youth. You need to change Africa. You need to develop Africa, and I'm sure you are working toward that, Brother Theo. All what you heard so far. What's your comment? And please, The floor is yours.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Diallo. When I speak about the new breed of African leaders coming up, Norbert is one of them. With all the challenges that he's facing in the refugee camp, this young man has proven to me personally, and to so many people listening to us, those who have seen him or those who have been following him on Facebook, Instagram, or what have you, they see the potential in him. He's one of the, predictably, he's a leader in waiting. Because with what he's been through and putting aside the pain, the anger, the anguish, what can I say? He's transforming his anguish and pain into transforming others. That's one thing that I see in this young man. In a refugee camp, he's been able to mobilize. He's been able to link up with the outside world, and outside world, I will even pinpoint Dr. Mpindu, for instance, who has given him a sense, or who has given him some wind beneath his wing to let him fly higher and then faster. And with that, Norbert, I commend you very much well for doing what you're doing, because I can see a transformation of Africa. Right now, if we go into so many websites and stuff like that, you see there's a new sense of belonging, there's a new sense of pride in being an African. And then we know giving some platforms like this to the young people, we'll be able to engage them and to let them know that they have our ears. The question to you, Norbert, is what are some of the biggest challenges you face when trying to make a difference in the community where you are right now, in a refugee camp where you are right now? And how do you overcome them?
Okay, thank you so much for the query. So the biggest challenges we faced as a team, we faced so many challenges when we wanted even to create uh, this initiative, because most of us, we did not know if we may reach where we are going, or we did not know if we may succeed in what we were thinking, because the journey the journey is still long, and we're still going, and we shall not give up, because the present which we are living, sometimes it lies, and it can tell you that you will not achieve your goals, you will not do and this and this and this, because you are still struggling. So the first one, it was uh, the lack of I can say the lack of space, or the lack of where we could be having our training, because we had the idea, we had the thought. Now, where shall we implement it? So we had to use our members' houses, our members' houses, whereby we could meet and they have our training. That's it. Today we may say, hey, Kagosi, we shall be at your place. Roger, we shall be at your place. Muhindo, we shall be at your place. Cephas, so those are the things. So we had also a challenge uh, to the local leaders, because if you are doing your initiative without the local government to know what is there, so they may even arrest you, you may be arrested. So we did our level best. We were hiding ourselves so that we may have those trainings step by step. After 1 year, so we had to go to be registered government to tell them, okay, for us also we are having these goals and they want to do this. So we had also many challenges, the lack of uh, having materials to teach our children. So we had to do what? Ourselves, because we were 10 people. And in those, in 10 people, we had 2 ladies, and all of us were men. And also, we had our mummies who could support us in whatever we could do and in what we are doing even per now. We had to contribute some money, the monthly money, like 10K, 4K per month. So those, or let me say, those contributions, as we were keeping the money, so it helped us to move on for the blackboards, chalks to teach our children, and even to move from one place to another. So, and another challenge, or I can say the biggest challenge which we faced, it was um, the income. We had less income, but even though we had less income, we had to use our mind. You may see, we wake up even at 5 a.m. We go somewhere, we look for land where we can dig for ourselves and implement, so that we may have something for the living and for our group. So those are the challenges which we faced, and also the challenges which we faced, because some people, they could see us that we are kind of mad, that you people, you are still young and you can't do anything. Those are for elders. So we were just starting from 18 years old to 25 years old. So we were in that average of age. We were not uh, elders. So they could see us, and even us, in our mind, in our heart, we thought we are not going to afford. So we had to do what? We had to keep on what we are going, what we are doing. So some of our friends or some of my colleagues, they couldn't even do what they could do. They could leave their things because of teaching children. Because in terms of coronavirus, when corona came, I think in all Africa, Uganda was the first country to extend the days or to extend the months. And then children, they did not go back to school. So we had to go door by door to see how we may be having fun with the children, how we may be teaching them. So we had the kind of uh, coaching. We had to coach our children. We had also to give them hope, because most of the children, really, children, they are very, very clever. They are intelligent. They do understand what really their culture says. But the challenge is, at that time, the school was closed, and they hadn't go anywhere. They could just stay home. They could play too much, and that one brought problems to the parents. Even some of the children, some of youth had so many problems in that period. We had early marriage, we had people were impregnated. Uh, we had so many problems. We had even some kind of stealing in the society because we couldn't work, we couldn't go anywhere, be safe, stay at home. So that one, it challenged us so much. And also uh, another another thing which we faced, it was all about, as I mentioned before, the place where to teach. So even as in Corona, we we respected everything, and when the Corona was about to finish, so they allowed some small groups of 10 people of what. So we were gathering, and we had to do so. So and we, how did we overcome all of those challenges? First of all, we were lion-hearted. We were very courageous. We couldn't backslide, or we couldn't see behind of what we are facing, even though we passed so many challenges, even though we had no resources, we had no income, so we had to do our level best in order to do what, in order to go forward. And when it was like, it was a chance when we met Father Mpindu, so we had to request him when we were having our issues in terms of building. So we had to call upon him each and every day. I was the main contact. I was the coordinator uh, of the training. I had to coordinate, and I had to tell him what people are facing, and he heard us. He listened, so we had to do so. That helped us so much.
Yeah,
So that is
Thank
what.
you. Thank you very much. Just
Dr. Diallo, I have a comment to make with respect to what Norbert is saying. He's impressed that anytime that he's come up with a statement, it's sort of, it reawakens me and gives me hope for Africa. Because in the absence of everything, they don't have the money, they don't have anything. My question is, he's using the word we. He's also saying that we go into the communities to do stuff. So it is telling me, I mean, what I'm getting at is that they are in the refugee camp, but at the same time they've organized themselves. They decide on what they have to do to be able to help other people. And in coming to look at our governments in power right now, how many of those governments are able to do this? Because they have nothing, but they have something, the will to help develop Africa from where they are. And what my question is, haven't we as the elderly people failed them? Because he is saying that some of the elderly people around the camp were sort of discouraging them, that you are young, you can't do this and you can't do that and stuff like that. But they have never given up. He said that they have never given up, and the journey is going to be very long and, tedious, if I can borrow that word.
yes.
Don't you think that this man, this young man, at the age of 20, he's in his early 20s, if he's able to mobilize people his age, even people who are older than him, to come up with this idea? They don't have anything. They are building schools. They are doing so many things. They are coaching children. They are teaching children. They are helping to set up agricultural farms. They are doing so many things with little. And this gives me the hope that all is not lost in Africa. The train has left the station for those people who came and planted the resources. And Norbert is one person that we should be watching in terms of the development of Africa, because there are so many Norberts out there in Africa who are ready to take us through this upcoming multipolar world. They are going to be able to stand on their feet and do things for themselves rather than to look outside for help. The help that never comes, and even if it comes, there are strings attached and you can't get yourself extricated from that. This young man needs help, and if you are listening to us, we'll give you his information, because from those of you who are not able to see the picture or where he is at right now, he's under a shed, kind of. They are building a house, or is in a school or something. They need all the resources to empower them, because Africa needs Norberts like this to open the door for that new breed of African leaders who are coming up. It's not those who are in power who go out there to campaign, and as soon as they get elected, it's me, myself, and I family things that they do. These are young people from different countries trying to make a difference with nothing. And what are we doing as a people? Thank you, Dr. Diallo.
Yes, thank you, Phil. And it's so amazing, hear him talking about despite all the challenges they are facing, they need help, but they are helping the community around them, and they are getting together as a one person. What I've noticed, they don't distinguish. I'm from Congo, I'm from Burundi, but we are the African, which is so amazing. And it's why, and I'm so glad, we give them, the voice at this registration. We give them the voice at this program. As you said, they are the future of Africa. Not only the future, but they are for today. The way when you listen to him, it's very inspiring. As you said, from nothing, they're trying to build the best they can.
A new Africa there.
Yes, a new Africa. But what struck me a little bit, and what normally, the camp is supposed to be managed by the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the UNHCR, in partnership with the local government, the Ugandan government, and various humanitarian organizations. And it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, Kagosi, it seems you are not getting the help you need to have. Maybe they provide you basic services such as shelter, healthcare, education, maybe a food assistant, but they should know, you fled your home country due to conflict, due to persecution, or other form of violence, you need help. So, where are you finding the funding to do what you are doing? Can you tell us, please? I'm amazed. How you're doing it, Kagosi.
Okay, thank you so much for that, and thank you for the question. Firstly, I can say we started for nothing. We had nothing, and even for now, we are still struggling. I may say the funding, we are not getting it anywhere, or the resources we are not having from somebody else, but I can say uh, we are ourselves the funders for ourselves. So as we are funders for ourselves, we do mobilize other people to join the platform or to join our initiative, what we are doing. Because we started when we had no even a plot. We started when we had no a blackboard, but for now we have 3 foundations of classrooms. For now we have uh, our materials which we can use. We have some materials like chalks, some of those materials. And also we have been in contact with some of our local leaders. Some of them, they saw what we were doing, and we were provided a small plot. So when we were provided that plot, and also we did our level best, so we added on the plot which they gave us for our own resources. And also we connected with Father Mpindu. He connected us also to other people, and we are having also some friends. They are just marketing our building, how we may construct it. They have seen that we are doing a good project, that we are doing good job. So they are trying also to make other people know what we are doing in Africa, and also out of Africa. We are having the friend of Pastor Mpindu, the same to him also is trying to make people what we are doing. So I can say, first of all, we are ourselves funders, and as we are ourselves funders, and in unity, we can do everything. And we normally say that uh, when all people, when we are united, we can do many things. So when we come together, and when you listen to us, as Dr. Mpindu said, we as youth, we need to be heard and we need to be seen. So as here, all over the world, they are getting what we are saying. So that is, they are hearing us. All over the world, we need also to be seen to other African leaders or to other youth, to be seen also what we are doing, what are our thoughts to develop Africa. So thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a nice message. And maybe, Brother JB, what do you have to say about what you just heard?
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Doc. I think Norbert has done very well with the narrative. And it's strange because I knew, as Doctor said, the United Nations Refugee Fund was helping the refugees across the world. I don't know whether the funds are not coming any longer. And of course, I know African countries individually are now having difficulties with finances. But we have got an umbrella body called the AU. So haven't the AU gotten any refugee commission or fund or committee that monitors all the refugee camps in Africa and at least give some support? And the various African countries, those days when it was the colonial struggle and the guerrilla wars were taking place, I mean, people like Kwame Nkrumah and other countries brought in some of the young people to be given scholarship to educate themselves in those countries. And those were the people who took over the leadership when they won their independence. What has happened to Africa now with all these things? And I will add my voice to what Norbert just said and what Theo has said. about support for these young people, because they are doing a yeoman's job. And I believe that anybody who is hearing Norbert speak on this platform should start thinking of how we can all support the regime camp. The youth are doing great things there in Uganda. Otherwise, it will take a long time for even a classroom board to be built. But when we manage to canvas support for these young people, I'm sure they will do marvelous things for themselves and for those underprivileged people in those camps. Doctor, so that's what I will add.
And
Thank you.
I think, Dr. Jallo, I think I'll support what JB just said.
You just said yes.
Yes, it feels like sometimes, like sometimes we talk, we don't walk. I understand. So the whole world, every country is sort of going through their financial or economic woes. But to look at these young men, you see, this is what is getting me riled up. In that it seems they've been abandoned. No matter what they do, in terms of the meager resources that they have, they are using it. So, to add to what JB said, what is the AU doing? We have the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. They were giving them $12 or $10. Now they are even going to cut that amount of money from that. But other countries can find ways and means to sort of fund things that I do not want to get into right here. At the end of the day, we belong to one race, and that is the human race. If I look at Norbert right now, I'm going to say it again, that he's a future African leader. Mark it on the wall. With nothing, and he's saying we. That's what I want to ask Norbert, with your indulgence, Dr. Jallo. Norbert, you have been saying we. Who are the we's that you are talking about? Do you sort of get together, or do you organize the community by consensus, by agreement? How do you do that? Because even ardent African countries are not able to do that. How? Because you are from different countries with different backgrounds, different cultures, different everything. But at the end of the day, you are Africans. Our cultures are intertwined, but there might be so many little differences and stuff like that. But because you even alluded to the fact that in Congo, there was that rich, I don't want to use the word tribe. The people were not getting together and to understand each other, for them to be able to say that this is our country, this is how we have to rule it. It's absent there. How are you able? You are using the word we. And what is it? Can you explain to the listeners and those people who are looking at watching it right now? You're saying we. Who are the we? And how do you sort of get the community and what you guys are doing going? It baffles me a lot. Please.
Thank you, Brother Theo. I want to add to your question, Kagosi. In the camp, do you talk about nationalities, or you regardless the nationality, you work together as an African? You don't say he's from Congo, or he's from Burundi, or he's from Kenya or Tanzania, but how do you do it? As Brother JB's Brother Theo said, do you raise the difference in terms of nationalities or culture, or you just move on with positive mindset, with resilience and courage, and do what you have to do? As you said, let's keep doing what you have to do. So how do you do it?
Yes, thank you so much for the query. So the reason why I use we each and every time, because the work which we do, I'm not doing it myself. That is the first one. Because it is a community organization. And we are so many people. I've said we are 10 leaders, 10 young leaders. And in those 10 young leaders, we take an agreement or we decide if we want to do something. Because I myself, Norbert, I can't just bring something and I say, hey, let us work on this. So we have to do what? We have to sit as a team and we see what we can do. Because one of my friends, Rogers, said something or nothing of greatness has ever been achieved without a team.
Yeah.
So we are a team, and that team needs people. That team needs others to work with. So in a Kival camp in past days, we had those differences of cultures, of nationalities, but at least for now, I may say, at least for now, we as refugees, we have come with another mind, or we have said, so a culture can be changed. So as a culture can be changed, so I may learn from another culture, you may learn from my culture, and when we put together, we shall be having one culture. So those preferences, uh, they have reduced. They have reduced, I can say like that, because as I'm talking per now, a team uh, is formed by 10 people, and those 10 people, we are having main nationalities.
Okay.
And when we are having our training, we don't just say, hey, let us go to Congolese. We teach them. Let us go to Burundians. We teach them. So I myself and other people, we were teaching Somalians. And the Somalians, as we know, they are very, I can say, they're kind of hard to maintain them. But
Okay.
we did we did our level best, even though they are different from our cultures, our nationalities. But we have to do what? We have to look for the ways how we may
To work
create
with them.
a new culture, we and us, to work with them. Like here I'm talking, we have uh, okay, we are all Congolese. Some of my friends, they are Congolese, but we are coming from different areas.
Yes.
This one is speaking another language, another mother tongue. This one is Muluba. For me, I'm Fuliro. This one is Munande. This one is another.
Mhm.
We can't hear ourselves, but what makes us united, or what makes us to be together, it is only creating a new culture.
Yes.
You are Munande, you are this, you are this. So let us form a new society, a creative society, which will know the value of human being, which will know that my friend is important also. My friend is also a human being. So let me consider him, or let me value him as I value myself. So I may say uh, this team, or we are working as a team, and in all my weight, I can't say I know, but that is why iPhone came. So my phone, it is my only phone. But as a team, we use we because we are one, and we need to be united.
Thank you.
Our
Thank
survival.
you very much. Thank you. It's so nice.
Awesome. Awesome.
So nice. Actually, he talked about the three H's, to impact your big life. The head, the heart and hand. And you say, cause what we think affect our heart and hand does something. That's why we should think right, feel right, and do right. And he said, we should be a liaison in your community, change maker, and the universe will clap for you. It's so true. And he said, us and you were able to shape a better society to live in by knowing and respecting rights, laws, and regulation. What a powerful message. What a powerful message. Bravo, JB. What do you have to add before, we are 8 minutes away from the end of the program. What do you have to say, Bravo, JB?
I think
It's
that,
in, brother, it's in his frozen.
No, I will encourage my junior brother to continue the good work. Norbert, yeah, I will encourage Norbert to continue doing the good things that he's doing in the refugee camp. He's doing the work of God, because for a young man of his age, a youth, having the ideas, mobilizing some leaders, young leaders, to join him to form a group that they are training the younger people in the community in education is a marvelous thing to do at his age. As you have said, I can see Norbert as one of the leading African leaders to come, because he has already started the leadership jobs. And for us, the grown-ups, and for the various African countries and the AU, anyone who has listened, tuned into this program today, and have listened to Norbert speaking, we should all mobilize resources from the various countries and help this young man job the young man is doing. Because without money, it will be very difficult. Every work that they are doing will be limited. But when we manage to mobilize resources to help them, they'll go places. So Norbert, your senior brother will tell you to keep it up.
Oh,
I think we lost, yeah. We are 5-6 minutes away from the end of the program. So Robert, I know you've done it during the program, but what message would you like to share with people outside the refugee camp about the situation of refugees in Uganda? So, and who are you addressing this message to? The African leaders, the international community, humanitarian organization, the African Union, the belligerent. So do you think you will receive a sympathetic ear even from the African leaders or even from the African Union? What message do you want to address?
Thank you so much. So the message which I can release by now, or the message which I can say as youth, first of all, the part of youth. So ourselves, we need to be changed in order the development of Africa can happen in few years. We need to be developed, and we need to be transformed. So youth awareness, we should be aware of what to do and what to do not do. Especially for us youth, the internet has come, and there is a way which we are using the internet. You see a youth starting from morning up to another morning is on TikTok, seeing the video, seeing the what and what and what. So he has forgotten even to dig. He has forgotten even to do any job which he's supposed to do. He's seeing what cannot be seen or what can what cannot help him in the future, but he's trying to do whatever he wants. So also I want to talk about our leaders, especially in Africa. So in order this Africa to be changed, or in order to see any 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 action of development, so our African leaders, they should create a good environment between us, and or they should create another strategy how they can deal with Africa. So our leaders, they should do what they're supposed to do. I'm not saying that we should rely on our leaders to do something, but it is something which I've seen that most of our leaders, they do look for their lives, their stomach, to feed their own stomach, because for him he has eaten, he has is full, but he can't think about the person who has slept without eating. So when you are full, you can't even remember if another person is hungry. So our government, they should collaborate with us youth in order to see the changes in Africa, because changes start from us, because all of us, we can lead, but not everyone can be a good leader. I may lead, but I cannot be a good leader. So, and also all Africa could be united. We could be united, not seeing again, this one is Zimbabwean, this one is this one is South African. So we should know how to collaborate with other Africans, because we are all one person, and we need to do what we need to develop, because no one from outside will come and develop this Africa. Ourselves can develop. So we are not poor. Africa is not poor, but we need to do what we need, to come together, and to see what we may correct as leaders. Our leaders, they should implement, or they should also be focused on the population, on us who are struggling, and also youth. We should create our own opportunities, because if I remember, there is one president who said, don't look for what your country can do for you, but you look what you can do for your country. So as youth, we have to do what we can do for our country. We have to create our own opportunities. We have uh, to be entrepreneurs, to see how we can deal with these problems, with these challenges which we are facing. We have to turn them into opportunities. So African is full of opportunities, but our leaders, uh, they are not giving us also a platform as youth. They are not giving us also a place. I can want, if I talk to our president, Tshisekedi wa Mulumba, I can want, even I face the president of Zimbabwe, or I can want to face other youth, but we are not having those opportunities. So as long as we are not having those opportunities, as youth, we need now to create our own opportunities. We need, like as I said, in Akival, the ration monthly is going to be cut off. So we need to do what? We need now to create our own farm, even digging at home, having farm outside of our home. So we need to rely on ourselves, because no one will come and they talk to you that you are this and this. Imagine. So I one person told me it is just something which happened, that some people were discussing, why can refugees take $50 per month? Why can they take? That is a lot of money. So they were in the meeting. When they were in the meeting, now uh, those people, they ate breakfast. After eating breakfast, the lunch time reached. They ate lunchtime. They ate also the dinner. Now, when they put together the money which they ate per one person, it was more than $50 per only hours. But when we say, let us give refugees $50, now all people will say, hey, that is a lot of money. But remember, for you have finished that money only for hours. So that hurts me too much. So as leaders, because in our group we consider that all of us, we are leaders, and then we need to make change. Where there is no change, we need to implement that change over there, because we should be the ones to find a solution. So that's one I can say for now. I have a lot of things to say, but I can see our time is now our friend. So next time, and I'm willing also much to invite my fellow friends to talk also, because I can't. This is my second time to talk, but I want also, I can meet also my friend in order they can also show the world what is there and what to do. So thank you so much. So as young youth, we need to create our own opportunities. We need to make changes, because we have suffered a lot.
Thank you very much, Norbert. Thank you very much, Kagosi. And indeed, we will schedule, we will invite your friends in the new future. So because it's so inspiring what you told us today. We invite you in a new future, and I hope, and I really hope, the African leaders will hear you, and they'll hear you with a sympathetic ear. But briefly, we would like, before, the producer was nice enough to give us 5 more minutes. Briefly, we would like to touch a little bit about education and agriculture. And I remember, and I said, you said in your Facebook page, education is a sine qua non to our children. You're absolutely right. And you said we need them to get knowledge, skills, and discover their talent to meet opportunity in the future. And you said we need to remember education refers to the discipline that is concerned with method of teaching and learning everywhere. And you said, let us facilitate our children in learning to get knowledge, skills, values, morals, belief, habits, and personal development. And you said education will help our children to become better citizens, get a better pay job, and it will also the difference between good and bad. You're absolutely right. So I know it's not easy to get education in a refugee camp. And you, Brother Theo, what do you have to say, and maybe quickly, and then maybe we can listen what Kagosi can say about that.
Well, I'll repeat it. This is a future leader of Africa for you. For him to have been able, he said we, and I appreciate it, even though they may be from Congo, that doesn't mean that they understand each other in terms of language. And they may, the others may be from Tanzania, Burundi, Somalia. But I think with that initial training with respect to the conflict resolution, they've been able to understand what conflict can bring to them. Because they run away or they escape from one conflict, and now they cannot create another conflict upon the first conflict. So they've come to the realization that if you want to build a better community or society, there's got to be compromises. You've got to understand each other, where we're going as a people. And to that, I say thank you for that. You've educated myself and some of the listeners who are listening and some of the viewers who are watching us right now around the globe. And I know a lot of them are going to watch this episode of this program over and over and over again to understand the fact that we have to give the youth a voice. And this radio station is doing just that. We are just starting. Because we cannot come here and talk about politics, whereas our houses are burning in terms of our future in Africa. I see Africa, a new breed of Africans coming out of that refugee camp with the compromises, with what they have to do to be able to survive, even without anything. They are anticipating a cut-off of even the little money that is coming out to them. So if you are out there and if you want to help, I would ask Norbert to give a contact, or if somebody wants to help, what can the person do? Somebody listening to us right now or watching us right now, if they want to help your committee, if I can say, from that refugee camp, because you've inspired me so much today, much more than even when you appeared the first time. Because of the words that is coming out of your mouth. I always say that if you have a story and you don't tell the story and somebody else tells the story for you, it becomes his story. You've told your story. You are telling your story. You are going to continue to tell that story. And that story has got to bear fruits. And if African leaders are listening, I don't care about the World Economic Forum recruiting young Africans to be there to sort of continue that legacy of colonialism. There's a new breed of African leaders coming out of Africa. And Norbert, you are one of them. You and the committee, you and all those people. Yes, we are going to bring you on this radio station and give you the voice that you deserve. Because it's not a small journey. And we'll do our part to support you. Whichever way we can, Love Being Radio will do our part to support you. We are going to be having a youth conference and youth summit this year. And I'll promise you that I am going to talk to the board to come up with a Norbert Biyambo Kagosi Award for leadership. We are going to create that and support it in which way, because you've inspired me a lot. And Africa, we have the men and the women to lead us into this new multipolar situation that we find that is brewing in the world right now. Thank you, Dr. Diallo.
Thank you, Brother Joe. Thank you. A few seconds, Brother JB. Brother JB. Are you hearing me? I think you are muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Norbert.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Norbert, thank you so much for the work you and your team are doing in that refugee camp. Today's program is an eye-opener to all of us. And I believe that things will not be the same again, because a lot of this radio station has a very wide coverage. And I believe after today, a lot of people will come in to give their widow's mites to enable the work we are doing to go on so that we can help our young brothers and sisters in that refugee camp in Uganda. Thank you, Norbert.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you, Brother JB. Thank you again, Kagosi. Thank you, Norbert. Your conversation today, it was so inspiring. As Brother Theo saying, you are the future, the leader of our continent. It's why I'm adding my voice to Brother Theo and to Brother JB. Dear listener, please, those who love Africa, please, if you can, help these young leaders to develop, help these young leaders to achieve their vision, to achieve the opportunity they would like to implement for the development of Africa. Again, thank you very much, Kagosi. We are so glad to hear you today, and we are going to hear you very soon. We'll invite you with your friends. We'll come here because we need to listen to you. We need to get your inspiration, and your inspiration should be a good example for our leaders, our African leaders, for the African Union. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dr. Diallo here. If somebody can help you, Norbert, how can they reach you?
Yes, I'm having contact, which I have. For WhatsApp, I think Dr. Lamine has it. If I can give it by now, it's okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Plus 256 78 96 47 194. That is my WhatsApp number. And also for email, Norbert Biyambo @gmail.com.
Norbert Biyambo in one word, right?
In one word. Yes.
Okay. Let me repeat that number for the
small.
Yes, let me repeat that number, those number and the email address for the benefit of our listener. So the phone number, WhatsApp number is plus 256 7896 47194. And you can be reached by email. It's Norbert Biyambo in one word @gmail.com. Norbert is N like Natalie, ORBERT, Biyambo, BYAMBO @gmail.com. Thank you very much, Kagosi.
And also, I was requesting if it will please you. I don't know if the system person who was there in the studio, I don't know if he has recorded. So if he has recorded, so I may get the record of what was held, if it is possible.
Yes, it will send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll call you again. We'll be back again because we need to listen to you more. We haven't finished. We'll have you back very, very, very soon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Norbert Biyambo Kagosi. Thank you, Brother Theo. Thank you, Brother JB. It was very, very inspiring program today. Thank you, our dear listener. Thank you for tuning today. See you next week, same platform, same time. We love you all. Bye now.